Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome back to another episode of our Gems of War Let's Play series. In today's episode, we're going to be showing a progression of a dragon team. I figured we'd do this since it is a dragon week, in which we basically just keep upgrading a team from the base of the new troop Dragonian Monk combined with the Dragontar troop. So let's get into PvP and show that progression. We'll start it from very easy to build and then work our way up. So here we are starting off with a double brown banner. All of these are going to be based around Dragontar and Dragonian Monk, and we will just be slowly upgrading the team out from there. So as you can see, we have Dragontar, Dragonian Rogue, Dragonian Monk, and Emperorina. A rare, ultra rare, and an epic. This epic you can get just from completing the Kazale questline. That's also where you get this exact same banner from, and you can easily get that done really quick. And that would then pretty much give you this team. The only thing that might be a little bit harder is the Dragonian Monk and Dragonian Rogue. But Dragonian Monk is the event troop this week on PC and mobile, so that should be relatively easy to get if you are watching this right now or in the last few days. But we're just going to be using this, slowly upgrading it up into better dragons and kind of showing some dragon teams as we do. These are going to be mainly based around both of these two board controls. They both have a form of controlling the board. This one does a destroy column, which it also will be doing a really big attack and armor buff at a 2x ratio for every single yellow we do. So if we destroy something like 3 yellows, that'll be additional 3, which would be 17 to attack and armor. And the Monk is exceptionally good at giving barrier in the game. It's actually the best troop in the game right now for being able to barrier your troops, and in early game it's especially potent since you don't really have any other options that place on more than a single troop. So really good in that regard. We'll be able to take these yellows pretty quick, and now we'll be able to use a X somewhere on the board. We'll take these skulls first since they're just laying there. Really nice. Every single yellow that we hit with his ability will net us a barrier for the team. We'll just keep taking all these extra turns until they go away. It looks like I'll do a different X here, simply because I don't want to have to take those skulls, and I do want to use the ability right now. So we'll use the Dragonian Rogue right there to get that X. Okay, so we can kill it right now just by hitting skulls if we can somehow get a crosshair of 4. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like any of these areas has 4 skulls available. So we'll probably just take the skull right here. It is going to get a poke on us. That's only 12 damage, so it's not going to get a kill. It does do triple damage to undead, but we are not using any undead that did triple damage to dragons, and that would be a different story. So right here, we'll probably want to go for a couple of yellows. I can see right here that we're going to get a full barrier to our entire team. One thing that is pretty nice about it is if you do get... it does every single one of your allies. So if you get exactly 4, it will do your entire team. It doesn't double up on any of the barriers that it does. And we'll just get a nice little skull poke in. Probably take it from right over there. Might as well cascade some of the mana we need. The main reason I'm using an Emperorina in this kind of particular team is just to make sure our front Dragontar does not die. And also so we can essentially get it up to one-shotting. Earlier on in the game, it is viable to just make a extremely huge first slot and just have it kill through your entire enemy team, which is essentially what we are doing right now. And you may have noticed at the beginning I didn't set my banner to yellow. This team actually would be pretty good with a yellow banner. The only problem is both Dragonian Monk and the Dragontar have something that they do based on hitting yellow. The Monk will give barriers, and he will have the 2x boost ratio on the attack and armor that he raises. So it's not really too good to take the yellow off the board. You'll mainly want to be using them for boosting purposes. So right here we can see he has a Rowan that's about to cast. So we'll just barrier up to make sure we negate all of that damage. Barrier will stop every single one of those pokes, and we won't get a single death. We'll just throw down the Monk. Might be enough purple, or might be enough damage. It does have a boost ratio based on how many purples it hits. It looks like we didn't hit enough of them, so he did survive there. But all we really need is a skull poke into anything, and that will be the battle right there. And he does have some pretty big heavy hitters. We do have to be a bit careful about the Hydra right there. Hydra does have a 2x boost ratio per HP missing. And if we don't have barriers up at the time, it could almost one-shot our entire team, though I think we're stacking enough armor and stuff that we should be fine. We'll just do this right down this column, taking it for the yellows, but also for that skull chance right there. We do miss, but at least we had the chance of getting it. And doesn't look like we're getting too much damage out. Also doesn't look like we can get too many barriers, so we'll just play it safe and... actually, never mind. I'll just go blue. That's not going to be enough damage. It's only a 10, 2 times boost ratio on that. It's going to be about 30 split among us. Yeah, not even. It was only 28 damage split among everything, so not too much to have to worry about. We can get some mana right here, like taking out that purple. Maybe we can get an extra turn off the top. Nope, we didn't get it, but at least we have all the mana we need to poke out the Hydra, which is a pretty big threat. And there we go. We take our little Tacet skull. You can see we have huge amounts of barriers, huge amounts of armors, and if anything's HP ever gets too low because of true damage or whatever, we do have an Emperina that can fully heal them as well as give them life on top of that. But there we go. Hydra, Dragonian Rogue to kill out the Hydra, and that is the match. And everything in there is ultra rare or below, or something that you can just get from a quest. Most of the quest epics are actually not even as rare as ultra rares, simply because as far as the first one, you can get any of them just from completing out the specific quest line. So let's go in again and rank it up to the next one. In this one, we trade out the Emperina for a Dragon Soul. This week, you can get the Dragon Soul off of event keys. This guild I am in is... I still haven't gotten into a new guild yet on this Let's Play account. So we only have 4 event keys, but this week is definitely a great week to try getting a Dragon Soul. And it looks like we're not going to get anything above an Ultra Rare, but you can see those were 2 of the components we were just using, Dragonian Monk and Dragonian Rogue. And it's not even possible for us to get the rare on this drop table simply because it's not in here. Event keys and gem keys only do ultra rares and higher, but as you can see, he is in the drop pool. Unfortunately, we didn't get lucky enough with 4. Normally, it takes roughly about 50 event keys to have a pretty good chance at it. But you know what? We do have some gems, and it is really, really worth doing. I am so short, gosh. Too bad I can't do a whole 50, but we'll poke 10 and see what we can do. First one! First one. Can we get a second? First one. Hey, and Rainbow Snake. And, well, I don't think we can get much luckier than that, so okay. Rainbow Snake isn't that needed, but first one on that 10 pool. Worth. So worth. We won't be using that second one in any of these because it is a little bit hard to get 2 Dragon Souls. This week it's a little bit easier since it is the event week and it's the only legend in the event key drop pool. But there we go. That's how you get Dragon Soul. We essentially, just from those keys, got every single one of those troops. And 14 event keys, we got every single one of these troops except Dragon's because he wasn't in it. He's only a rare and you can just get it from gold or glory keys. So yeah, that's how you build this team up. And we're using it with the +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow Absol banner. The main premise of this team is we're going to be using our... trying to get our Dragon Soul mana up as much as we possibly can. It will be able to generate mana for our entire team, and it'll also generate our souls, which will help upgrade our troops. Always good to have more souls. You pretty much will always need them for at least the first several months that you're starting out in the game. They start to become less valuable later on, but when you're first starting for the good first several months, they are very, very, very important to accumulate as much as you can. So right here, oh, do we not hit a red or purple in any of this? Okay, good. We do hit 1 purple all the way over in that corner. That's all we needed to have the last of his mana. So we get our full team of barriers. We got the 1 mana we needed. And we can just poke another Dragon Soul. One really good thing about a Dragon Soul is regardless of how upgraded you have it, as long as you have 4 dragons on your team, it will be doing 20 damage to all enemies. 8 is its base value, +3 per dragon. Since it is a dragon, the minimum it'll always do is 11. And since we have a full team of dragons, that then raises it all the way up to 20. And we'll just be able to poke everything out with that. We'll really survive with 1 HP there, and the Cascade fills it out. And there we go. We get a decent amount of souls, a really quick battle. And yeah, Dragon Soul, very, 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 very strong, versatile, farmy, and everything. So let's go now. Actually, this guy's a little bit lower. Maybe we'll go into the Goblin team. This might be a little bit annoying, but our team's a bit more upgraded. So we're going to be replacing out the... What did we even replace out? Fail. We replaced out the Dragonian Rogue for the Kristarnex. Kristarnex is also a little bit harder to get. If its event week ever comes around, it will be in the event key drop pool. Hopefully is the only one. I'm not quite sure if it will be when it comes around, but we're going to be replacing it out for that. Of course, we're still keeping the base troops of Dragonian Monk and Dragon Tar. By the time we get a team like this, we'd probably have Dragonian Monk fully upgraded, so I guess we'll go and do that. Actually, I don't even think that's full, simply because I'm a little bit low on souls. But there we go. We'll have him. He does have a 50% this week, so he'll pretty much be scaled more towards where he should be. But there we go. And we'll just throw this out. We could lose here. It is a higher team score, and it's probably going to be all goblins based on the fact that there was one goblin. Okay, no, never mind. This is actually a bit weaker, so shouldn't have too hard of an issue. Depends what kind of colors he ends up getting. But again, same premise. We'll start on that Dragon Soul, try getting that up. If we ever get into a scary situation, we will try to get that Monk up. Though preferably we would just want to do the Dragon Soul into a quick explosion, and that would give its mana anyways. Okay, we can't take this purple or else he's going to get red. He doesn't actually use red, but that might give him some kind of cascade, so we're just going to ignore it. Don't know what weapon that is. 15. Quite a few that could be. Morthani's Scythe. Okay, so he's running with that. That's not going to be too big of a deal. As long as he doesn't get a kill with it, we should be perfectly fine, because it creates skulls whenever it gets a kill. But I don't think he's going to get one on us, especially since we can use Barrier, and we'll have that right up. One really good thing about this Dragonian Monk is he's really similar to a troop of Gorgotha. Gorgotha is a really, really common tank in this game, mainly because of its extremely high skull resistance, but we can kind of still use this guy as a alternative to that, because he places barriers, and barriers will really help a lot in being able to protect against any kind of damage we may take. It's not as effective against skull spam, but it will, any kind of single target stuff, be really effective against that, really effective against AoE like we're using that hits all enemies, and really effective against kind of our whole premise of this team too, of making like a really strong attack, because our Dragon Tar would have been able to do that as well. But as you can see, the Kristarnex and Dragon Soul are crushing through it pretty decently. And there we go. That was the whole progression based around the Dragonian Rogue and the Dragon Tar. But yeah, definitely spend some event keys this week. It is really, really valuable. There'll never be a more valuable event chest unless Kingdom comes out that's even more potent than the synergy that's in Dragonclaw right now. But anyways, and that'll wrap it up for this video. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.